got then, Dennis?
500 of them.
Forget it.
Right. No call for garden gnomes round here, Dennis. For a kick-off, there's no gardens.
Hang on. These are different. Look.
Obscene garden gnomes. Why didn't you say so? Yeah, I reckon we could shift a few of them in the outer suburbs.
No way, we're not touching them.
You might be right, Wes. I mean, do people want that sort of thing in their gardens? They probably get enough of that sort of thing inside the house.
Here then. Frozen turkeys, £1 apiece.
What is the provenance of these turkeys, Dennis?
Ask no questions, Wes.
I am asking where'd you get them from, Dennis?
I get them from my cousin Elaine. They keep wandering into her garden.
Fair enough. How many she got?
3 lorry loads. I can chuck in the lorries if the price is right.
No thanks, Dennis.
All right, then. Here are Christmas crackers. Everyone with a hat, free piece of jewellery, and a glue sniffing kit.
No.
All right. All right. I'll take him elsewhere.
Now, don't take off, Dennis. It's our Wes. He's been a bit under the weather just lately.
Don't come to me for cup final ticket to you.
What is up with you? What's making you so particular all of a sudden?
Look, Cyril, I am not interested in obscene garden gnomes or knocked-off birds. If you must know, I met a girl the other day.
I know what it is. You're in love.
Yes, I am.
Right, sit down, Wes. The first rule is not to panic. It could happen to anybody. The thing is, I'll help you.
I don't want your help, Cyril. She's marvellous, she's beautiful, there's no one else like her.
Yes, yes, we all think like that at the time. It's a sickness. I mean, look at my marriage. I thought just the same about Rita, you know.
Well, Beverly's not the same. Beverly's different. She's not like other women.
OK. But I can help you with this relationship, Wes. That way, you can avoid making the mistakes I made with Rita. You know where I went wrong?
No.
It all goes back to the very first night we met. The night at the dance when I first held her in my arms. Her body pressed against mine.
You're not supposed to do that in the okey-cokey, are you?
No, but that's not the mistake I made. And if I'd known then what I've learned since, all the heartbreak and pain could have been avoided. The whole trouble with me and Rita stemmed from that initial mistake.
Well, what did you do wrong?
I told him your right name.
Look, Cyril, will you get it through your thick head that I am in love with Beverly?
All right, we'll discuss it later. There's a punter on the pitch. Excuse me, sir. Are you the gentleman who sold this car to my brother? Because I would just like to say, I wish everybody looked after their cars the way you have obviously looked after this.
No, I haven't sold this.
You didn't? Oh, I'm sorry, my mistake. It's a car my brother here bought today, and I assumed you'd sold it to him.
No, I'm interested in buying, as a matter of fact.
Well, you're a good judge, sir. But as it happens, I do have a buyer lined up for this. A man I owe a good turn to. He saved me life once, you see.
Oh, well, if it's already sold...
I didn't say that, sir. And as you no doubt know, by law, we are not allowed to refuse an offer while there is still a for sale sign on the motor.
Well, I like the look of it.
A big-hearted car. A real trier. Worth every penny of the £800 my brother paid for it.
If you want this car, the price is 200 quid.
Yes?
The engine's dead rough, the bodywork's going, but on the other hand, out of the car, you'd expect for 200 quid.
Wes! My brother's pulling your leg, sunshine. Wes, have you gone raving mad?
Look, Cyril, I just felt like being straight with the bloke, that's all.
Being straight with him? Wesley, this is Liverpool. This is the 20th century.
Well, the thing is, Beverly hates anything dishonest. I mean, she's opened my eyes to a lot of things.
That is all we need.
Cyril, don't start anything.
Hey, you can persecute people out there, you know, on the road. But in here, it's sanctuary, hallowed ground.
You must be Cyril.
Hey? What? No Cyril round here. My name's, Morris Oxford.
Yeah. This is our Cyril, I'm afraid. This is Beverly, the girl I was telling you about.
Wesley's told me a lot about you. In my opinion, you're a bad influence.
You take no notice of him, Beverly. You come into the office. I bet your feet are red hot.
They shaved girls' heads in France after the war for what our Wesley's doing.
Going out with traffic wardens.
I should have seen it coming. All the signs was there.
What signs do you mean, Cyril?
The signs of a man in love. You can always tell, Glynis. Wesley started doing things, unmistakable things, small, insignificant in themselves. But together, they shout aloud, this man is in love.
Such as what, then?
He started snipping and trimming the hairs in his nose. You see, when a girl's head's on your shoulder, nestling there, and you're in love with her, the last thing you want is for it to glance suddenly upwards into a pair of hairy nostrils. She might go off you.
Is that right? It's like a jungle up there.
Yes, Glenn, but you and me are different, aren't we?
You're letting your nose go wild, don't not go off yet.
No! Why, yeah. Have you gone off me?
Even if I have, Cyril, we are getting married, and I want to know when.
Look, don't change the subject. We were talking about our Wesley.
Hey, Cyril, what's this I hear about your Wes? Nigel here says he's knocking about with a traffic warden.
You do too much of it, Nigel. You want to try keeping it shut?
Excuse me, but would somebody mind telling me exactly what is wrong with Wesley fancying a traffic warden?
There's nothing wrong with him fancying her, per se.
That's right. You can fancy her, yes. Especially if she's got a nice per se. Would you explain to Glynis, Mr. Stanley, you being known as a man of sensitivity in these matters?
Thank you, Cyril. It's the uniform, you see, Glynis. It speaks to something in a man. The sturdy, no-nonsense shoes. The calves encased in dark, mysterious stockings which vanish under the skirt, inviting the imagination to roam freely upward with them.
The cap, Mr. Stanley. Don't forget the cap.
I'm coming to the cap, Cyril, in my own time. There's a long way to go before we get to the cap.
It's the uniform, is it? That could explain something that used to happen to me when I was in the Gale Guides.
I didn't know you was in the Gale Guides, Glenn.
Oh, yeah? Your mother always wanted me to better myself. That's why she never liked you, Cyril.
You wore the uniform, did you, Glynis?
Navy skirt, dark blue blouse, a silver whistle on a cord around my shoulder. I was in Blackbeard Patrol and I got the homemaker badge.
You said that something used to happen to you.
Yeah. When I wore that uniform, I used to get suggestions made to me in the streets. Still got it somewhere.
Any time you want to wear it, you know, Glenn. It's all right by me.
And me.
Tell you what, Cyril.
What?
I'll take it with us on our honeymoon, if you like.
You women.
You should have gone down the club with our Cyril. That would have cheered you up a bit.
I have it on good authority, ma'am, that you get a lot of really vicious behaviour going on round them clubs. Driving on pavements, parking on double yellow lines, that kind of thing, you know.
You feeling all right, Wes?
Well, since you asked, ma'am, I do get this feeling of deep revulsion against the life I have been leading.
I noticed you was only picking at them sausages I smuggled on from the cab.
Yes? And shall I tell you why?
I know they'd been sweating a bit, Wes. But you can't wonder at it. They've been in my handbag since half 8 this morning. It was the only chance I got when Mr. Shah turned away for a second to shift the cat off the bile dam.
Ma'am, I do not want to be eating stuff that you have smuggled home from work in your handbag.
Don't worry, son. I'm going to give it a good clean out at the weekend. I've noticed the fluff, mister. Cyril, what you doing home so early?
I had no half of the glittering nightlife tonight, ma'am. Things were being said. About our Wesley here. Your name is mud down a blue cockatoo, sunshine. It's a good job you're already a member, because if you was to apply to join now, you'd be blackballed.
So what else is new?
What are they mad at our Wes for?
He's got this new girlfriend, hasn't he? And she's... I'm sorry about this, ma'am. She's a traffic warden.
What's wrong with that?
Wesley, in this life, there are cowboys and Indians, and never the twain shall meet. This girl, she's one of nature's Indians. Us McGregor brothers, we're cowboys.
That's right. I've heard a lot of people say that. How did you meet this girl, Wes?
Oh, it was love at first sight, ma'am. I was illegally parked. A danger, as she pointed out, to pedestrians, and a hazard to the smooth flow of traffic. Ma'am, she's wonderful. She stuffed the parking ticket of love under the windscreen wipers of my dreams.
Your posse.
I knew there'd be prejudice, Cyril. This is what the Duke of Windsor got off his nearest and dearest when he wanted to marry that Mrs. Simpson.
She comes from round here, that Mrs. Simpson.
Ma'am, you're talking about the Duchess of Windsor. She's American.
Oh, she talks American, yeah. It was all the rage in them days. She lived in Neville Street, just across the railway line from us. I used to see her in the corner shop when my mum sent me with the messages. Very particular she was, especially about the potatoes. She would have King Edward's.
Cyril, if it's Beverly's job that's worrying you, don't worry about it. She's packing it in next week.
Oh, Wes! Why didn't you say so? That's great.
Yeah, she's packing it in. She's joining the police instead.
Afternoon, sir.
Oh, this is an unexpected pleasure.
How's business?
Oh, you know, can't complain.
Pity your customers can't say the same, Cyril. They keep coming in the station pestering us to do something about you. Actually, a bloke called Hargreaves.
Hargreaves?
You sold him a Triumph Dolomite.
Oh, that's right. He's dead proud of that car. Polishes it religiously. I don't think he ever takes it out of his garage.
That'll be because he can't take it out of the garage, Cyril. According to him, he backed it in and he's never been able to get it out of reverse gear. The only way it's coming out of his garage is through the end wall. And then the kitchen the other side of that.
Yeah, well, talking points, isn't it? Makes him a bit different from the neighbours.
He's going round with a petition for bringing back capital punishment. You are mentioned by name in the preamble.
Has he got many signatures?
He's got mine. In fact, he's got everybody at the station. Some have signed twice.
He didn't come here to tell me that.
No. The official reason for my visit is to give you a copy of this week's hot list. Anybody offer you any of that little lot, Cyril, bear in mind it's stolen property.
Obscene garden gnomes, eh? What will they think of next? Frozen turkeys? No, we never touch merchandise like this, Sergeant. We stick to what we know. Plain, honest-to-goodness car dealing.
Also, somebody did the jeweller's window in Rodney Street last night, got a tray of diamond rings. So if you do see dodgy Dennis...
Who?
Oh, don't come innocent. Now, listen. There is another reason for my visit here today. Unofficial. I would have liked a quiet word with your Wesley.
He's not here. He's not pulling his weight with the business these days. He's heavily involved with a woman.
No, he's not. He's heavily involved with probationary constable Beverly Webb. The girl is a gumboil in human shape. One of nature's chief constables. Warn him, Cyril. Tell him from me, and I know if anybody does, because I married a policewoman. I knew nothing, lad. Nothing. I'd only been in the force a few weeks when her hand fell on my shoulder. I'd only had my truncheon out twice. And one of them was a false alarm. 22 years I've had of it. Never hardly knowing whether I was at home or down the station. Like being under house arrest.
22 years?
Once the deed's done, it's too late. You can't turn back the clock. And that goes for you, Cyril. And the one you're hiding under your trilby.
Now, just you play fair, Cyril. And Wes is bringing this girl home because he wants her to meet the family. He didn't spoil things for you when you first brought Glenys home.
In the first place, I did not bring Glenys home. She brought me home.
That's true. He was incapable, as so often on subsequent occasions.
And in the second place, I did not humiliate and disgrace my family by bringing home a police constable.
Now, behave yourself.
Come on in, Beverly. Come and meet the family.
I would just like to say, I was watching you two approaching the flats, and I would like to request that if it happens again, you would conduct yourselves in a decent manner.
We was holding hands, that's all.
In future, if you could twist our Wesley's arm up his back, it might take the curse off it. That way people around here could accept it.
I've heard a lot about people round here. Inspector Cocker was telling me this particular block of flats is full of villains.
Oh, he was exaggerating there, love. I know for a fact there's 2 flats empty on the 5th floor.
Beverly, this is me mum. Definitely no form at all. And this is Glenys, our Cyril's fiancée. Likewise, a clean record. You know, a former girl guide. Yeah? And this is our Cyril, who you know.
Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you, love. Make yourself at home.
Oh, thank you. Is there anywhere I could wash my hands?
Oh, yeah, well, we generally use the bathroom. It's through there.
What do you think, eh? Great girl, eh?
I never thought I'd live to see my own brother holding hands with a police constable.
Mum! You can't use these! Yeah, I know they've got Adelphi Hotel stamped all over them.
Oh, I suppose the Adelphi's not good enough for you no more.
Look, you, I do not want Beverly getting the right impression.
I was just admiring this ashtray in the bathroom.
Oh, our Cyril, give me that. It's nice, isn't it? Did you like the musical toilet roll holder?
I was more interested in the inscription on the ashtray. Presented to the Earl of Derby by his grateful tenantry.
Our Cyril picked that up in an antique shop, didn't you, Cyril?
Yeah, that's right.
Christmas 1967.
1967, eh? Not very old for an antique, really. Maybe it was done.
Or you should have been.
Why don't we have some tea, eh?
Oh, no, it's not ready yet. I always think frozen turkey needs a lot of doing. Anyway, me and Beverly wants to talk. You sit down there, love, with me and Glenys. I'm not surprised that Wes took a fancy to you in your uniform. It's in his blood, that is. 'Cause when I first met his dad, I was in uniform myself. I was. And though I say it myself, I looked smart. 'Cause we was always inspected before we went on duty.
But what were you in? A Women's Royal Army Corps?
No, love. Regal Electric Cinema. I was usherette there for 3 years after Cyril's dad, you know,
passed over.
Well, it was more run over, wasn't it?
Hey, ma'am, if you worked at the Regal after my dad died, where was I?
Upstairs in the projectionist's office in your carry cot. I think that's why you're so keen on show business. Taking all them films twice nightly. Everything was twice nightly in them days, guys.
I'd be very pleased at once nightly.
So, that's how you come to meet my dad, eh, ma'am? In the pictures?
Yeah, dead romantic it was. He was just slipping in through the exit doors when my torch beam fell on him. Of course, after that, I used to leave the door open for him.
Beverly, would you like a drink? Sorry, I almost forgot. Beverly's not keen on alcohol.
Oh, quite right, love. Especially when you're courting. In a sing-song, couple of snowballs. Next thing you're like the side of a house.
Oh, there's no chance of that, Mrs. McGregor. Wesley knows I don't believe in anything like that before marriage.
Oh, you're not from round here, then. Round here, they believe in it more before marriage than after.
I think you have to save yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's different if you're engaged, isn't it?
Not in my book.
Oh, so you won't be joining the mounted police then, eh?
Swine!
I know your trouble. You are prejudiced against law and order. Has it never struck you, Cyril, that where there are no laws, there's no fiddles neither?
No, I must admit, I have not had that concept laid across me.
Where there are no licensing laws, there's no after-time drinking. Where there is no marriage, there is no bit on the side. In other words, and I'm sure Nigel here would agree with me, a man's happiness does not depend on laws alone, but on our tolerance of lawbreakers.
You are very suave and urbane tonight, Mr. Stanley. You put me in minds of Blake Carrington or Ron Atkinson.
Hey, Glenys, who was it that says, laws exist only to be broken?
I don't know, Mr. Stanley. The face says to tell you someone's worked 3 of them dud £1 coins on it.
They what? The swine! They should bring the birch back. That's the only thing them sods take any notice of.
You know, Cyril, if Wes marries Beverly, you're going to have to be friends with her. You're going to have to reconcile yourself.
Yeah, I know, Glenn. Que sera, sera. As a matter of fact, our Wesley's proposing to her tonight. I've given him me blessing and wished him the best of luck. I've even got him a nice engagement ring through my contacts in the trade.
Wesley?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. This isn't a road tax disc. It's a beer bottle label.
So it is. Fancy that. Somebody must have worked here on our Cyril. He's dead unobservant.
You're Cyril. You know, Wes, when they heard down the station about me and you, I was warned. I was told I'd have a conflict of loyalties, but I said, no way. I'm a Bobby before anything else.
I understand that. It's ethics, isn't it?
Your Cyril wouldn't understand. He doesn't like me for some reason.
Oh, now, that's where you're wrong, Bev. He's come round. In fact, he's been urging me on. So, what I'm trying to say is... Well, you know what I'm trying to say. And if the answer is yes, I'd like you to wear this.
Wesley, it's beautiful.
Do you like it?
I think it's beautiful.
So what do you say, then?
I must ask you to accompany me to the police station.
And then she says, anything you say will be taken down.
Yeah. Well, given her views on sex before marriage, no point in saying knickers.
It's opened my eyes, Cyril. I should have known better. These mixed marriages, they never work.
What do you mean, like black and white?
No, not black and white, you pillock, coppers and people.
You know what her trouble was, don't you? She was a good influence on you.
You're right there. Every time I was with her, I kept getting this urge to tell the truth.
Last thing you want to tell a woman, Wes. And not much else for making a living in the pre-owned car game.
Well, making a living is not going to be a problem for us in the next 3 years, Cyril.
How do you mean?
Oh, we're going to get at least 3 years for receiving that ring. Why didn't you tell me you got it off dodgy Dennis?
Let me tell you about that ring, Wes. I did get it off dodgy Dennis. But it's not from the Rodney Street job, like Beverly thinks.
Well, where's it from, then?
It's out of them Christmas crackers dodgy Dennis was telling me about. It's only glass.
When you've finished, take your Christmas cracker jewellery and pop it.
We're going. And I'd just like to say one more thing before I go, Beverly. You and I are finished.
We certainly are, if you think all I'm worth is a glass engagement ring. No woman in her right mind would marry a man who gave her a ring like that.
Is that right? Hey, Wes. If you've no further use for that ring, I wouldn't mind having it back. Glynis has got a birthday coming up.